Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am now sitting in my 2014 VF Commodore, the SV6 with the LFX motor. It's actually the same motor as a lot of the Chevy Camaros, the 3.6. They're a good car, pretty decent power in the motor. It's not a V8, but well, what are you going to do? I have, however, discovered a new mod, a throttle controller, and I'm wondering if it's going to make anything like a difference in my car. So I'm going to install this, and I'm going to see whether or not we've got any sort of a performance, or certainly the feel of a little bit more performance. I know that it's going to make the throttle response a bit better, and well, frankly, for $200, I'm happy to give it a go. So this is the EVC unit. I got this from the guys up there at Autobarn. In fact, they were charging $280 for it. And I said that I had seen it for $200, so the guy price matched it, which I thought was very cool. Looking forward to see if this thing works.
Okay, so after a bit of fucking about, I got the right throttle controller. The guy at the shop, really nice guy, but he gave me the wrong one. He actually gave me the throttle controller for the VE Commodore, not the VF. It was an easy mistake to make. And of course I came home, pulled it all out, and realized immediately that this particular little clip was not going to bind to mine. So I went back, and of course he didn't have it, so I've had to wait till today, which was a couple of days later, and it arrived finally today. So I had to pull out this panel, kind of little kick panel underneath in the wheel well there. It's got about 5 or 6 of these little clips. These can be a bit of a pain in the ass. There is a tool, but just a flat blade driver will, you'll pop this little bit out, and out they come easy enough. And of course I've lost one. I don't know where it went. I've searched the car. God knows, I'll probably find it one day. So anyway, I've got 9 of 10. So I'll only be able to put the 9 back in. Now, this clip here is the clip. This is the one that I wanted for the VF Commodore. If you are doing this to a VF, just take note that it's really hard to get your hand in there. In fact, it's almost impossible to get a camera in there to show you what I'm doing. So I'll just have to go ahead and do it. But I will tell you that there's a little red clip here, and you'll see it easy enough, and you've got to lift it up. And I thought that by lifting it up, you could then pull this unit out. That's not the case. There's a little black part, just a part of the clip. You just got to push it in, and then you can lift it out. It'll come easy. So I'm going to put this guy in and give you my thoughts on if it works or not. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it's going to be kind of, hey, it's a $200 mod, for goodness sake. So I'm willing to give it a chance. All right, let's do it. Oh. That was not easy. It's like doing a yoga class. Oh, I do not have the back for this. Anyway, it's in. Okay, so I've just installed the EVC throttle controller. Seriously, if you don't have a good back, get a friend to do it for you, because oh my God, I was twisting and turning. Seriously, anything you do under that footwell, up and around the footwell, it's like playing a game of Twister. Anyway, it's in now, buttoned all the trim up. And by the way, I found that one pin. So yeah, it was out on the ground. I must have stuck to my shoe as I got out of the car. So they're all back in. I found it a spot to mount the little panel as well, because it's quite a bright LED, and I could just imagine that at night it could get kind of irritating having to sort of have it in the corner of your peripheral. So I found a spot. It's a bit difficult to see it while I'm driving, but I think what you'll find is you'll probably get a setting that you enjoy, and you'll just leave it at that. Anyway, I've played around with the settings just a little bit, and I'm going to give it a crack now. I'm on the AU setting, which I think is automatic. That makes sense. Something about I read that will get a sense of how you like to drive, and I don't know, somehow smarten up and tune itself to your own driving style. I read that somewhere. I find that very hard to believe. That would have to be a pretty trick piece of kit to figure out how you drive. I'd say it's just got a curve, a throttle curve that is right in the middle. Look, fuel efficiency, I don't know that there's going to be any gains there. It's definitely a little punchier off the mark, that's for sure, but no more than if you put your foot down.
to be fair, but I do like the idea of not having to put my foot down to get a little bit of punch going, you know. That it just feels like the car's going quicker, even though you're only just tapping the throttle. Look, I like giving new things a try, you know. For that kind of money, it was a mod that I always wanted to see if it worked, and well, I suppose they work. If you had a sluggish car, or a car that felt like it just wasn't picking up off the mark, this would be something that you would probably find a lot of value in. You know, look, I got an SV6 with the LFX motor, and it's pretty punchy off the mark, I must admit, but this has given it something else. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the highest setting, which is gonna take me to, it's not E, it's U9. All right, I'm in U9 now, so that's as fast as you can go, Ultimate 9. By the way, what's cool about this is if you do just want to go back to your factory settings or your factory throttle curve, it's got that option too, and it's super easy to scroll through. As well, what's cool is that it gives you the option, of course, to program it as a manual or auto car. So obviously that was a feature that they needed to consider when they released these. So, all right, we're in Ultimate 9. I'm gonna give it some stick. I'll tell you what, it's touchy. In fact, I did a little bit of reversing before and almost found myself hitting a guardrail because I wasn't used to how touchy it is. All right, I'm gonna put it in full manual. All right, I'm sitting in probably third. Let's just chuck it back to second. Here we go. Hey, the neighbors hate that. Oh, I just got dirty looks. All right, whatever. Look, am I blown away by it? Meh. No, I'm not. But I will say that if you were at the lights and someone was revving their engine and wanted to give you a bit of a taste and try and chop you off the lights, this would help. You'd stand a better chance of not looking silly and getting beat. Well, I don't know. I don't know if that is a thing that you're interested in, but I think it would help with that. Just coming up through the Gold Coast now, beautiful day out there. So look, throttle controllers, what are my thoughts? Yeah, look, just driving around a little bit, I don't mind it. This particular car, and I will be doing this, I want to get it tuned. I always feel like it's not breathing, inhaling as well as it should. The exhaling's no problem because I've increased the size of the exhaust. And in fact, I am going to just show you what this car sounds like from the outside, because a lot of people said, hey, you know, you put all this work into this exhaust and we never got to hear the final product. So I'm actually going to pull over right now and give you a sound test of how it finally sounds, because I did a bunch of stuff to it and I ended up putting on the factory tips, the stainless tips, and the final kind of muffler at the back. It's made the car sound so much better. It was just drony. I mean, even though I put those couple of hot dogs in, I still had some remaining drone. Put those exhausts in, and it sounds more like it did factory, honestly, with maybe just a little bit more of a growl. But I'm going to pull over right here, and with my new throttle controller, I'm going to give it a bit of a hit, and you can see what you think of the sound. Anyway, look, it's not gonna blow anyone away, that's for sure, but it does sound good. And in the car, it's pretty quiet actually. You heard me just give it a bit of a hit before, and there's a little grumble there, but nothing major. All right, I'm gonna jump out and show you that. So yeah, in conclusion, with the throttle controller, it would probably help some cars more than others. It hasn't helped this one hugely, but it's more touchy, and hey, that ain't a bad thing. So there you go. Okay, so I never actually got to rev out the engine and show you the final sound of this car. So as I mentioned, I've got I've taken out the factory exhaust, 2¼ inch X-Force exhaust all the way through, 2 16-inch hot dogs to take out the drone. There was still some remaining drone, and I think that was created by not the factory, but the X-Force mufflers at the back here. They were twin tip, like really nice chrome twin tip. Removed them. They looked cool, but they sounded shit house. So I put the factory tips and big old mufflers. I mean, they're huge, you know, these big mufflers in there, and they take a ton of the sound out, but there's still a nice sound. So I'm gonna show you what that sounds like. So there you have it. It is whisper quiet in the cabin, but yeah, this has got a sweet little note, and it's got that nice flow. So there you go. All right, that was with the setting Ultimate 9 with my throttle controller, the EVC throttle controller. Makes it a little bit more touchy, definitely. Yeah, look, would I recommend it? I probably would, actually. I'm not going to just say it's a piece of junk, because it does what it says it will do, and that's to, you know, change your throttle curve a bit. I guess it opens up the throttle body a little more. The butterfly in there probably opens up just a little bit quicker, and maybe that's not a bad thing. Definitely for certain applications. For this one, yeah, you know what? I'll probably still mess about with it and find my perfect setting, and just probably set and forget. But always nice to have a bit of a cheap mod that makes something like a change to your car. Yeah, I ain't done with this yet. The next thing, I'm actually going to pull this off, this rear diffuser, and I'm going to paint it black. I know that it looks black now. It's not. It's like that plasticky grey finish. So I'm actually going to take this off. I saw one today on a sedan, sort of a bit different to this, but it had its diffuser painted like a shiny black, and it looked cool as hell. So that'll be the next thing I do to this car, just to make it look cool. And actually, I'm thinking about putting back the SV6 badge here, and the Lion, you know, Holden logo there, and I'm going to paint them black. They were chrome, and I didn't like the look of them, so I'm going to paint them black, and I'm going to stick them back there. So kind of making the car look a little bit cool in the meantime, and well, we could check that out.